Okay, Amanda, you're here today because you have TMD.
Yeah.
And you were diagnosed with that how long ago?
Probably 11 years or more.
Okay.
When I was a young teenager, like 13 or 14.
All right. How were you diagnosed? Was it because of clicking and popping, or was it because of pain, or what really kind of clued them in?
Clicking, popping, and pain. So I started having clicking and popping when I was a kid, like a young kid. And then that continued on, and then by the time I was like 11, 12, I started having migraines, and then I started having a sore jaw. And then by the time I know by the time I was 14, I was having my first splint made.
You had braces.
Yeah, after that.
After that. And were the braces done in an attempt to kind of alleviate some of that stuff, or was it you really had some
I had pretty
bad
jacked up teeth,
Okay.
and it kind of ran in my family. But I was told, oh, braces will help with it. But I wasn't told like the specifics of who I need to go to or what needs to be done.
Sure.
So I just went to orthodontists. I actually got them when I was like 17. So I got them when I was almost an adult. And when they were on and I had like the bands in the back and it was holding my teeth in a certain position, I actually had some relief during that time. It's been since I've gotten them off again that these last like 5 years it's been getting just pretty rapidly, steadily worse.
Okay. So how did you find me?
Just looking online, just searching for anything I could. I found the videos about DTR, and then I started seeing like, is there anybody that's near the West Coast that does it? And you were the only person.
So where did you come here from?
The San Francisco Bay Area.
Okay, so that's about what, 500 miles?
On the sign out in the port of Eugene, or the depot of Eugene, it said 610 miles to San Francisco. So,
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a long drive.
Yeah, it was about 9 hours or so.
Wow. That's a long ways.
Yeah.
All right. So I want you to tell me a little bit about some of your symptoms, because you put down that you have head pain and headaches, and you circled every single type of headache. Tell me,
Yeah.
when you are feeling pain at its worst, can you describe or point to where it is that you're feeling it?
When it comes to headaches or jaw pain?
Yeah, the headaches.
The headaches. I constantly have a headache. I've never known what it's like to not have a headache. Pretty much since like my teenage years, every day I've had a headache. The general headache is probably more of like a tension headache. It kind of stems from like the very back of my neck. When I get severe headaches or migraines, I'm not sure if I was told they were migraines, but the migraine medicine doesn't always help. It's more through my temples and behind my eyes that's like blaring, and light more than sound doesn't really bother it as much, will like make it it's just doing this, and it's just shooting through my head.
So is light one of your triggers?
It's hard to say whether light makes it start. I know it makes it worse once it gets there.
Have you been imaged with either a cone beam or an MRI or any kind of x-rays to kind of rule that stuff out, other than the one visit?
I've had MRIs of my jaw. I had them of my spine, my upper spine. As for the headaches, once they kind of fell on the diagnosis of migraines and TMJ, they just pretty much stopped kind of looking at that.
Sure.
Yeah.
So did those MRIs come back with anything on them? Did they come back clear? Did they come back with, oh yeah, you've got this, or they didn't find anything?
The MRIs of my jaw came back, where they're like, oh, it could be this. My pain symptoms don't match up with the findings on MRIs and x-rays and stuff like that. And I've had x-rays of my jaw too and stuff like that. But the jaw pain is pretty much stems from here and just goes down. It goes, at this point, it goes severely into my temples and through my head. Like, it feels really like a lot better if someone presses on the top of my head, because I feel like it helps relax some of these muscles through my scalp. And then it goes down my neck, down the back of my neck really severely. like the axis of my head where it meets the spine is like so tight and painful that even when I go to like a masseuse, like they don't know what to do with it. I'm hoping that this will, if it could just help the muscle tension, I could take headaches. You know, I could take that. If I could just feel like this isn't like this constantly, oh, that would be so nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully I can live
Yeah.
up to that. Yeah, the results from this can be either immediate, like before you leave here,
Or it takes.
or it can take a while.
Yeah.
So, and we've talked about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you bite down, does it feel like you have a happy home that your teeth can come to repetitively?
No. There's
Okay.
no position I can put my jaw in that feels comfortable.
Okay. How has this affected your life?
Oh, in every way possible. Everything from activity level to, you know, eating and stuff like that, like self-medication through food, you know, because I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs or anything like that. But one thing I can do is when it's really hurting is eat something soft to give relief, you know. And when it hurts, it's hard to do anything. So I went from being like pretty physically fit to far from that, and then that's caused more problems with things. It makes it so my like favorite thing to do in life is just talk to people. I can't do that. I don't go out with friends anymore. My relationship with my husband has changed, and you know, it's not that he's unhappy or I'm unhappy, but I feel like I'm not the person he got with initially. Sorry.
It's okay.
That's something that's really hard on me because I like being an active person. I like being able to just be like, oh yeah, let's go. And when we got together, it was right after my braces were off, and I was still kind of in the honeymoon phase of the braces where it hadn't quite started to come back yet. And so we would just go out and do things, you know, and it wasn't anything that I had to think about. Like now it's, do you want to go do this on Saturday? I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to feel on Saturday, so how can I possibly make plans, you know? And he wants all these things that we would otherwise be doing, we can't do because I don't know how I'm going to feel. And so I feel like the pain in my jaw is dragging him down as well. It's affected my jobs in the way of like how, you know, I've missed, before I recently left my job, but before that I was missing, you know, probably I worked 4 10-hour shifts, so out of every 8 shifts I'd probably miss 1 because the pain was so severe, or it was so tense that I couldn't talk to people to do my job, you know. And if I knew if I couldn't do it effectively, I shouldn't put anybody, you know, at risk by going in. It's affected everything, you know, just even little things like I can't read because I can't get a comfortable position to read it, you know. So progressing my education or studying or anything like that is out of the question, you know, because it's hard to focus when all you can think about is trying to get in a comfortable position to do the task at hand, you know.
Right. That's tough.
Yeah.
Well, there's no pain that's like this.
Yeah.
There's no pain that's like dental pain, and this really is dentally derived.
Yeah, and it's just so much at the forefront, you know. I can even forget about a headache sometimes, but you use your mouth for everything, you know, and it's to the point that my tongue hurts sometimes because my tongue tenses up, and it's affecting the way I talk and everything, you know, and it's like, this is like your lifeline for everything when it comes to people, you know. It hurts to smile even, you know, so people think I'm like mean because it's like I'm just trying to get my jaw to relax, you know, when I'm actually probably one of the happier people know, you know, but I don't come off that way because I'm not going to just smile. That hurts. Like, I'm not going to sit there smiling for no reason, you know.
Sure.
And it just affects everything.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
I definitely feel less tension, but the soreness is still there, which is, what I would expect from muscles that need to heal. But I don't feel as like it's actively, like I'm clenching constantly like I usually feel. So
Okay.
it feels a little looser already, yeah. A lighter feeling.
Sure.
And it feels like just opening my mouth even the littlest bit, like still to open it wide takes effort, but just the littlest bit feels much more effortless than usually minor movements feel, which is weird.
That's great. It's part of the reason why you're here.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts, first thoughts after having, see, we've been at this for 42 minutes now. What are your thoughts for your first couple of minutes on the other side?
I'd say it worked about as much as I expected it to. I didn't expect my deep joint pain to suddenly go away and things like that, but it feels much more relaxed. I feel like I can do basic movements easier, and it feels like it used to feel like when I put my teeth together and I tried to put my tongue where it's supposed to be, like I had to strain to get it there because my back teeth were keeping the rest of it too far apart. Whereas now, just as you were talking and I was sitting here with my mouth closed, I was noticing that my tongue was actually laying against the roof of my mouth, relaxed feeling. So that's a big thing, because I've had a really tense tongue for a really long time, and that's a really weird feeling.
Is it worth the drive from San Francisco?
Yeah, I think even if it doesn't feel, 100% worth it right now, I think by the time I leave on Monday, it certainly will.
Okay.
Yeah, I
All
think
right, good.
this is definitely enough progress to make it worth it. This is enough hope to make it worth it.
Good for you.
Thanks. You're welcome.
Well, and that's the whole reason why I make these videos and Nick makes these videos, because trying to change some of the dogma that has been in dentistry for as long as the profession's been around is tough.
Yeah.
But if we can get patients to experience this and know that there is hope out there, and if you are a candidate for this, there's no reason not to, because the adjustments that we did, pretty minimalistic.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah,
that
they
we
didn't
do?
hurt. The only thing that bothered me was my jaw leaving it open,
Sure.
The drilling itself wasn't painful at all. It didn't. It just wasn't anything near like what a filling feels like or anything like that.
Sure, and we didn't get you numb.
No. Yeah.
Okay. First of all, welcome back to Eugene, and I know you had a bit of a drive to come back. We're doing a little post-op visit on how things have been, and I just wanted to get a sense from you, how has the past couple of weeks been? I know you said that the first couple of weeks post-adjustment was better than the last few weeks.
Yeah.
As you're noticing that symptoms are starting to creep up on you.
Yeah. It was definitely like a huge difference with especially like the muscle tension in my shoulders and my neck. For the first couple weeks, like it was pretty much gone, and it was, I think, probably right around the week that I called and made my appointment, which I want to say was probably close to like 3 weeks ago, that like I remember like actually just one day waking up and starting to feel a little like tinge of tightness in my trap muscles again, but it's not nearly as bad. But I have noticed that over the past few weeks, as I feel like the teeth are, like I can feel them hitting not as flush, and
As they were.
more in the back as opposed to more even and things like that. And as I feel more of that, I feel more kind of everything else. Yeah.
Well, and so now you get a sense for the reason why when I do this procedure,
Yeah.
I want to see you multiple visits, because as the muscles are healing, if you're not altering the bite and making sure that the bite fits how the muscles are relaxing, then yeah, you kind of start to spin backwards a little bit. Although it's been my experience, you don't go all the way back to the beginning.
Yeah.
But it's certainly better than what it was before you started. Is that fair?
Yeah, I almost in the beginning had to like remind myself not to do certain things with my jaw, because like if I overuse it, like the joint itself would still hurt because it's been, being mistreated for all these years, but because the muscles and stuff weren't as bad, like I would start talking or like eating something that I usually wouldn't eat because it's hard to chew, and then I'd have to be like, oh wait, like let me not eat 3 salads today because that's going to make it sore,
Yeah.
Whereas I'm able to do those things at least, but I had to like, it was almost like I have to constantly remind myself, which is better than the pain reminding me not to do it.